Hey, Spirit Family, it's your girl, God's Echo, back to do another message from the ethers. So, I wasn't even going to say anything. Happy Halloween to you all that celebrate. I've been getting so many downloads today. I'm telling y'all so much that I had to write it all down. So, I am going to do a reading about all the downloads that I got and kind of just, run through them things. But Spirit would not leave me alone about this card right here, bidding on your vessel. Okay. Now, everybody know that the government shutdown has been over almost a month now. People are not about to receive any of their benefits after 12 o'clock tonight. Okay. And this bidding on your vessel. Okay. The back of this card says, and I'm going to read it to you. You're worth billions. You're an alien. Every city is set up with a White House, a Pentagon, a mothership, a bank, etc., just like Washington, so to speak. You have access to all of this. You were activated because of the invasion. They knew all the names of every one of you for a long time, so they did everything they could to keep you blocked so that they could take over. But time is up. I also pulled some pieces from the altar. I got alien, congratulations, a divine feminine, bondage, cloaking spell, hitman, and arrested. Also, this earlier, basically all day as well, I kept getting this card. The higher up you are, you hear different frequencies. All access denied. Okay? There's something going on in the White House. Okay? Donald Trump is compromised. Okay? And they need to find the handler and take him out in order for all of this to end. Yes, the United States government has been invaded by aliens. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all, my bad. I had to go let my son in. Okay, so the Pentagon is the mothership. Now, it's the Pentagon, the White House, okay? The Pentagon, the White House, and it's one other place. They have some type of entity, okay, in the tunnels underneath the White House and the Pentagon. This all started with the Black Dark Web. As you know, that was initially ran by the government. There is a CIA professional mind reader, okay, watching, following you, the therapist, the counselor, been in training since birth, following you to steal your downloads. Okay. So if you all maybe remember, maybe you don't if you're into politics. But earlier this year, when Trump first got into office, okay, he had all the employees go under a fit test. All right. I'm hearing during this fit test, this doctor, now there's a doctor involved, okay, with this Hierophant card here. There's a doctor, there's a therapist, and they got a mind reader, okay, who has ultimately did some type of mind manipulation spells over the employees of the White House in the government. Other states are doing it as well because they've taken over. The government no longer has control with this all access denied. They no longer have control of the United States government. Now, I won't say it's the whole world, okay? But there are some other leaders who have been invaded, okay? We have the love spell return to sender. So they family, friends, friends of friends. So these people pretty much are putting spells over everybody because when you in the government, they got to know who your spouse is, your children, your family. Okay, they have put this spell over everybody. Um, let me see. Let me go in the order that I went in. So everybody is not allowed up high. That's the message. Okay. So they can no longer access, see, these things, these aliens that have mind control. You see this card say alien invasion. I am in complete control of my vessel and others. Okay. So this doctor, one of these doctors, whether it was the professional mind reader is what I'm hearing. This could be a tarot reader, a spiritualist, okay? Well, whoever this hierophant, this practitioner has been compromised as well. They are out of their fucking mind, okay? With this, I am in control of my vessel and others. They messed around and slipped up and said something out their mouth. So now they caught up with this arrested here. Okay, so one of the doctors have lost their mind because they tried to access you. We are no longer accessible. All access denied. This card here says they didn't know it was a trap. Okay, I put a spell. Wait, I've started marking certain places. Okay, so somebody has woke up probably with that congratulations to a divine feminine. There's somebody in the political field that has woken up from this spell because it's in the this lust spirit. They attach lust spirits to them. Okay. Just say I need a real man. Yeah, so there was a divine feminine that has been under this sex magic. They're using these lust spirits through music, the type of music you like. Okay, definitely music is a big thing. Music is a very big usage for this race of aliens. Okay, that it creates portals to your consciousness. So they attach this lust spirit, you fall in love with the lust spirit, and then they siphon through your solar plexus chakra. Also on the back of this lust spirit card, it says chemical amnesia, Elon Musk. So y'all remember earlier part of this year as well, Elon all of a sudden start uh-oh, they don't want this to come out. Elon got on that ketamine. Remember? And that's when he started flipping out. He was partying like crazy, going all crazy. Chemical amnesia. So that's how they so maybe this doctor, one of these doctors that these political people go to, okay, is using ketamine therapy. And they use IV. Well, they're putting something in the IV as well to put these people under some type of chemical amnesia. So they going in, taking over their vessel. Okay. Remember, Elon kept saying, we gotta hurry up, we gotta hurry up, we gotta hurry up, we gotta get to the moon, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. It's because he knew that October 31st, 11:59 p.m., that there would be no more communication to be able to siphon from the other chosen ones to know what the aliens were doing. Okay, and what I'm telling you is the truth. With the Eight of Swords to this Eight of Wands here, and the Two of Swords to the World card, they're not going to get a new beginning. They have been cut. Okay, so the little puppets that they was using, Elon, Donald Trump, the people close to him, okay, that they have already compromised and taken over. They are now about to lose access to their vessel altogether. They will no longer be able to act like they communicating with you. They've been acting like that they were, I'm hearing that they were like trying to counteract the situation, like hurry up and put certain things in place so that the aliens wouldn't be able to take over. And let me say this. They're taking over to help us chosen ones. We are aliens too. You have alien DNA. That's why the back of this bidding on your vessel, because they're also bidding on vessels. They do this chemical amnesia. They take control of your vessel, and you be thinking that you just living a regular fucking life, and you're not. These doctors are doing rituals over the clients, residents, and over the whole property. Okay, they're doing, oh, here it is. They're doing rituals over the whole property of the hospital, of the White House, of the Pentagon. Okay, it started off as the CIA know everything. You know that. They know about aliens. They know about everything that happened in the world. Okay, they know about each one of us chosen ones. Okay, they have our blood. They did all kinds of, we can go way back, they did all kinds of dang on tests on us, and put us through all kinds of MK Ultra and everything. They have been watching and stalking you all your fucking life. There's something significant, about September 7th and 8th, okay, of this year. All right. Or maybe last year. Also, now they all have cancer. That's why they said they didn't know it was a trap. Okay, because they went in for this little health fit tip class, whatever, and that's when they got blood, they got urine, they got everything that they needed to completely take over these people's vessel. Okay. Why am I attracted to them? Yeah, they came in your energy, and now they can't stop thinking about you too. Okay, your domicile is sealed. They'll get effed up if they just look in. So they knew certain people. So now they know the ones that are in that, the aliens that were in place in these places of authority. Okay, they now knew from the health test who was and who wasn't with this bondage and this cloaking spell. So they're keeping them, they're holding them hostage. Okay, whether they know it or not. So the chosen ones are being held hostage. Okay. While they do whatever they do. See, they say, this says they do rituals over the whole property. You have to stay outside the perimeter. Water and moon magic is used to secure a piece of land or property. Wow. I am a secret weapon planted by the United States government and God himself to take over before the destruction of the planet. Okay, well, we have a chosen one in the building. That's for sure. Okay, that might be that divine feminine. It says you are highly favored. Your anointing is very visible, even to the naked eye. If they don't do what you ask, they've been compromised. Period. Something about case the joint. Yeah. So there's an inside person, but so there have an entity. They have an entity in the basement that they've been feeding. Okay. Something about a change in appearance may mean that they've been compromised. Somebody looks different. Telltale signs of spell work. Something about a hospital system. The eye of a needle. So somebody was injected with something. Oh my God. So they inject you with something. And then your appearance changed. I wonder how Elon look right now. I looked at Donald Trump and he somewhat still looks like himself. There's also something about ghost towns. So that's how they're feeding this entity. This entity actually eats humans. Do you hear me? Okay? Because I kept hearing all night long, I kept hearing fee, fi, fo, fum, fee, fi, fo, fum, fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm like, what is this? Fee, fi, fo, fum. So I look it up. Okay? And that's from Jack and the Beanstalk, right? Let me find it in my notes here. Here it is. So it says, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. That was what the dang on ogre or the giant or whatever in Jack and the Beanstalk was saying. Now, I heard it from as a kid, but I never really dug into it like that. There is an entity, I'm going to say it again, that is eating humans. And I feel like it's in more places than just the Pentagon, okay? And they call the place that harbors this thing the mothership. Hello. There's one in every state and some countries. The center of the city, the tomb. Yes, they are holding some type of entity. Lord have mercy. Okay? And it eats humans. And for some reason, like I said, time is up. So if they don't feed this thing, something about to happen. They've been sacrificing people to this thing. I'm hearing when they come and do oh my God, when they come to the White House to do tours, When they tour these places or come near these vessels, these motherships, these areas where they're holding these things that they feed in. The lost ones, homeless, strung out, talking to themselves. Wow. These are the ones that start to show up near the mothership. This is why Donald Trump kept trying to clean up the cities. How he was so big about cleaning up Washington. That's what he spoke about yesterday when he had this uh, address of emergency to the country or whatever. Okay. Um, Also, this says, if anyone asks aught of you, you shall say, the Lord, Walter Rothschild, have need of these, and straightway they will send them. Matthew 21:3. Now, it says something different, by the way. This card, I remember when I made this card. It means, now that's what the Bible originally said before it was redone. It said Walter Rothschild, not Jesus, not God the Father, not Most High. Walter Rothschild is very significant to this reading, okay? There's also something, like I said, about a needle, okay? So somebody's being injected with something, and then they feed it to this dang on entity. And I'm going to get some more cards about this. But this is the state of emergency that we are in right now. The goddamn United States government has been compromised. The CIA, the FBI, ICE, every last one of them have been compromised. There has been an alien invasion. And what I'm telling you is the truth. Justice is coming. Justice is here. That's why the aliens are here. Something that y'all remember, there was a fire as well earlier this year in Area 51. That's the other place. I remember in the beginning of this reading, I kept saying, dang, what? I wanted to say 3 places. It's the Area 51. They have man, listen. Something about an empress. So the empress must be in Area 51. There's a female alien. My God, that they're feeding or that is leading this situation. Something about blood rituals. I told you they took their blood during the health test. Also, with all these people that's on with the ghost towns card, I don't know where it went, but they're feeding these entities people that don't matter. That's why they trying to feed them. That's why they trying to take all the EBT and the food and shit so people be outside. They ain't got nothing. They struggling. And this thing could come out and eat. Do you hear me? Yeah. So rituals are done over the clients and residents of this doctor's office. Also, they all have cancer from playing in your energy. Okay? So this group of people, now it was a group of people, they selling humans on the dark web, okay? And that group of individuals have been arrested, a hitman been arrested, okay? They're all locked up. So now, I'm sick of these flies, these dang on monitoring spirits. Now, that's why the government has lost control. Because the ones that was doing the criminal shit behind the scenes, getting the people to feed the people and all of that shit, they can't do it no more. I told you the lust spirit was in reverse and the love spell has returned to sender. So they're getting no more energy. There's nobody else being fed to these dang on entities. My goodness. Any final results? So it's something about justice for an empress. So maybe they most recently, like I said, they tried to unalive another chosen one and some shit happened. I told you this doctor that came in, that this doctor leads them to the basement. I noticed that. If you notice that you have dreams where you like in a basement or like look like a parking garage, it might look like you coming from a lower level and you're moving up, okay, like going up some stairs or something like that. You're in the basement. That's where this doctor, this hierophant leads people into the tunnels in spirit, and some of them actually in real life. I could talk about that on another reading. I was catching that one in the summertime. There's markings on the ground. My God. There's markings on the ground that these things follow, and they come out and they feed and then they go back in. But nevertheless, this thing was like programming people's mind. I told you they take over their vessel with this, I am in complete control of my vessel and others. Okay? Now, if this person that lost, this CIA agent is no longer in their head, therefore, now this entity can go in and attack every last person that's attached to every memory, every name that they know. This is how the entities got smarter, okay, and knew how to locate chosen ones. They don't really want these lost ones. That's why most of the chosen ones are broke. They keep you depressed. They keep you down. You can't get a job no more. Some of them homeless, okay. They losing everything they got, and they putting their mind state in a lower frequency so that these entities can pick up. But now that the chosen ones have awakened, do you hear me? Yeah, 10 of Cups to the Queen of Cups. Now that the chosen ones have taken control of their own damn vessel, they can't be led astray. So these things about to come up from the ground. They about to come up from underneath there. That's why I said earlier or yesterday in my post that that they're about to show themselves because they can't get no energy no more. And they were feeding these things. They're paying a lot of money. They're feeding these things us. Me, you. I done been in recluse. They call them a recluse. They get you down, get you fucked up, get you stuck in the house or in a hospital or something like that. Okay? And that's when they come in and take control of your vessel. And ultimately, most of them die. That's why they're mad that if you watching this video with me, you listening to me, we was supposed to been dead and fed to this dang on entity. Like I just said. Look at it. They're feeding it. Yeah. So let's get some clarity. What's this about President Trump? Yeah, there we go. He in the Five of Pentacles. He don't have no control over his own damn vessel. Do you hear me? The president of the United States. And the divine feminine that's probably then woke up from the spell might be his wife. But I heard she was a dang on they tried to say she was a robot. I'm telling you. The whole world is in trouble. There's the devil. He looking down because these are his entities. These are entities that are supposed to be locked in the pit of hell. And they done came out that motherfucker. And they've been feeding them and shit and giving them souls and body parts and children, I'm hearing, and all kinds of weird shit. Okay? And they should have just sent it back to the pit of hell, but they don't know how to do that. Because they were selfish. They were greedy. They were making money. These entities bring things. They bring food. If they kill a chosen one, if they get an angel, you get all the angel's gifts. You understand what I'm telling you? Yeah, with the Page of Swords to the Seven of Pentacles, they were selling aliens to cities and states and governments to be used. They siphon their gifts and they ultimately get rid of them. That's why all these missing children and all these bodies we finding now. And I remember earlier, a couple months ago, they was talking about how they pulled like 10 cars out of one damn lake with all kinds of bodies in them. It's houses and apartments that look like ain't nobody in them. It's bodies in them joints. It's zombies. I told you. They're injecting them with stuff to make them sick, to keep them sick and depressed and down. Yeah, with the Nine of Swords. That's how they Nine of Swords now. So, if you made it this far, chosen one, you are good because, baby, it's over. These people got cancer, all kinds of cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, okay? I'm hearing colon cancer, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, they're all going down because they thought that the aliens was coming. The aliens are coming to put these dang on entities back in the ground where they belong and to save us because they done took over these people's minds. And these are the people who's supposed to be leading us. These are the people who's supposed to be protecting us. They cannot. It is done. They have no more power. So while he's sending in ICE talking about getting rid of all these other aliens, that's because he is. Hello. This card I'm looking at right here on the top says, the principality, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Something about a librarian, okay? The principality. These are big, look, child. I had to get this reading out because I just cannot believe this. Do we have any final, I don't have no court cards out here. Let's see. Let's get some court cards. Spirit, tell us what's coming next. Now that they have no control, it's not like us as people. Yeah, with this, they're gonna double confirmation on the Nine of Swords. They don't even know what they're gonna do. This say no. It ain't nothing they can do. My goodness. The aliens are gonna come in and get rid of these people that are zombies, okay? And these damn these entities from hell. 5 of Wands to the High Priestess. Yeah, we own it. They coming in to clean up. The world is done. Like, you see all these disasters. They not stopping with the spell work. They killing people, dozens, hundreds, thousands at a fucking time. And everybody think this shit just regular. Oh, it's just war. No. These heads of the world have been compromised. 8 of Swords. They not in their head. To the 6 of Pentacles. To the 3 of Pentacles. God had to step in because justice we've been blocked from justice. They keeping them from speaking. Okay, they took over their whole mind. They out of it. 9 of Swords. Look at her. She ain't nothing she could do. So now that this group can't feed the things no more, that's how they was feeding them. Okay, the group of people was finding the chosen ones. By the way, while y'all doing all this posting and these little TikTok videos and shit, they taking your head. They smooth taking your head clean off. And all you did was want to make a video to show the world your puppy. Okay? Do you hear me? And they come in, they get people to follow you. Okay? They put all kinds of lust spells on you. They send lust spirits to you. They put you in relationships with the brothers here. And they watch you and they monitor you. And the whole time, they're siphoning all your gifts. 8 of Pentacles. They're mirroring you in the spirit. And you sitting here broke, homeless. What it say? Ghost towns? Yeah. So final messages, spirit. Let's clear this out because I keep getting mad about it, y'all. Honestly, I do, because I've been saying something. And in order to stop the whole person from doing whatever they do, you gotta find the handler. So who's the handler? These are the people that's selling you and me on this black web, putting up pictures and videos and shit of us, watching us from them Ring cameras and shit, sending in these videos. That's how these little broke motherfuckers. Excuse my language. I told y'all I'm angry. These broke people out here, these crackheads and these young girls and women making all of this money because they're selling us. Okay, they pull us in, they reel us in with these TikTok videos and these minister blah 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 and prophet such and such you ain't never heard of in your damn life, and you're going to these pages and now you can't stay away from them. The whole time they're summoning you, and eventually your picture again. 8 of Pentacles. They work real hard. Yeah, they work real hard. They watching all your posts on social media. They got neighbors watching your house. Okay, all of that, and that's because you have been sold. My God, on the black web. 7 of Swords. It's over. Let's clear this out. Judgment is here. Yeah. And everybody looking. Because they didn't attack so many families. So many people. Children too. Oh, they like babies too. They use them. Don't get it twisted. They feed them to it too. Some of them, that's the only thing that they like, I'm hearing. Good God Almighty. Whew. Sacrifice here. Yeah. To the gatekeeper. Yeah. So they done got in their head so much that these people are completely taken over. They're completely taken over, and it ain't by no damn demons. Is this the handler? King of Wands. And an emperor. There they go. With a page of swords. She do the wielding. Don't she look like she could be like a lion tamer or something? That's what I just heard. A lion tamer or something. You know, they taking these vessels, and some of them, they put them in animals. I heard a horse recently. My God. Dogs, birds, cats. They take your spirit, especially if you're a chosen one, they take your spirit up out your body and feed your body, your vessel, to the dang on. Yeah. Page of Cups. I'm done. I could keep going and going. But it's all right, because judgment is here. Justice is here. And like I said, come the end of tonight, going into November, y'all about to see, they're about to show themselves. Because they're not being fed anymore. They're hungry. They're angry. Do you hear me? And these people got to pay up. They ain't giving them no bodies no more. What they gonna do now? Ain't no sunshine when she gone. That's what I heard. I hope this helps. Peace be with you.